Hi, and welcome to Business 101 with Mareevuitton. I'm Marie, and I'm excited to have you join me. Whether you're just starting out or looking to sharpen your skills, this series is designed to equip you with the essential knowledge and tools you need to thrive, from basic terminology to starting your business. Covered. This playlist is comprised of my responses to the questions that came in when I posed the following. Give me 1 to 2 questions about business or tax that you wish you knew more about. In this video, I'm going to go over pay stubs, W-4s, W-9s, moving, and other tax deductions. But before we jump in, a quick reminder, this channel is about creating useful content that educates its viewers, and the way we know what topics are helpful to you is by clicking the thumbs up button below and sharing this video with others. Of course, we'd love to hear from you, so drop your questions and feedback in the comments below, and be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay updated. Filling out a W-4 does not have to be difficult, but I know that it often is a bit confusing when somebody is new to the workforce, okay? It is a standard form. It lets your employer know what taxes are applicable to your tax situation, okay? So you're basically going to fill out your name, first, last name, social security, your current address, and you're going to indicate whether you are married, single, married filing separately, married filing jointly, or qualifying surviving spouse, and head of household. If you don't understand what those mean, okay, stick to single, okay? If you're confused about where that is, I'd rather you, be overly cautious as opposed to a little more carefree, okay? Do with that what you wish, okay? If you are claiming dependents, okay, that means if you have children or I don't want to highlight all the gray areas because it gets a little weird, but let's just say it's who you support, who you're claiming on your tax return. So if you're supporting somebody and you don't intend to claim them, just leave that, okay? This basically allows you to kind of, helps you to estimate what your given situation would be. Again, these are just, they're guidelines, okay? And there's calculations that are based on what we fill out here. So this does not have to be difficult, but I think it throws a lot of people off. And like I said, so here, if you don't have any dependents or anybody that you're going to claim, leave these blank, okay? And these are more so for estimations. I usually just tell everybody to leave these out. Now, if you want an extra amount withheld for a savings account or something else, you can put that and indicate that here. But you want to make sure that every time you furnish this to somebody, that you keep a copy of it and you have a record of what you've said, because this would be your only recourse should the data entry error be on their end, okay? So if you have any questions about what I've said, leave them in the comments below or email info@mareevuitton.com. A W-9, okay? Basically, a W-9 is a form that requests the tax information, tax and contact information for anybody that you pay in your business or personal. It's basically how you request this information from them. And for anybody I deal with, I highly recommend requesting it before you make any type of payment to them, because it's a lot easier to request things when people know you're not going to pay them without getting these forms back. I've seen people wait until the end of the year or think that they don't need it and only come to find at the end of the year that they do need it for tax purposes. It's a lot harder to chase somebody down after the fact. So make it part of your processes to request this at the beginning. It's better to have it than to not, okay? And if you're somebody filling this out or somebody being requested of this information, you need to understand what it's for. I would never furnish this information to somebody that I wasn't expecting a payment from. If I'm a business owner, this is basically requesting my social security or tax ID. That's very sensitive information, so you don't want to furnish it to just anybody. You want to treat your tax ID similar to the way you would treat your social security. Okay? I don't know who needs to hear that, but I definitely think that people are a little bit more loose when it comes to their tax ID or EIN. Okay? So don't furnish this to just anybody, and do request it from everybody that you do business with, or that you make cash payments to. Okay, and for those that don't want you to withhold amounts for whatever reason, you want to know and document that you are in compliance, because if they told you incorrectly, this is where you're going to have the information that shows that that's what you were given. Okay, so if there's any questions about what I've said about filling out a W-9, who needs to fill it out, when you should fill it out, when you should be requesting it, let me know in the comments below, or you can email info@mareevuitton.com. You can always visit the IRS website at www.irs.gov. Thanks. I thought the best way to touch on this topic was to actually just show you my working notes. So in the case of breaking out your pay stub and understanding what it all means to you and where your money goes from your paycheck, I thought I'm just going to show you my working notes. So if you were to take your pay stub on a weekly, quarterly, monthly, whatever, however often you get paid, and you were to break down your payment, okay, it would look a little something like this, okay? So we know how many hours were worked. It's right here. This is the rate of pay, which is right here. And so that gives you a gross earning, okay? We all know that gross earning, when you've received your first check, it's never what we anticipate. So one way to kind of break it all out is I went ahead and listed everything that they deduct from the check, and that's all broken out. Your pay stubs should have this information too, and what you're looking at is the current amount being deducted. Okay, I went ahead and just put those right across the board, okay, right here. So this is the current amount. This is year to date. Okay, this would also give you a way to check it if you were logging this every time you got paid. Okay, so you would know whether you tie out or not. Okay, so and what this all means is basically you're getting hit with federal income tax. That federal income tax being withheld is federal income taxes, Medicare, and Social Security. So if you want to know where each of those are going, I do have them broken out. So federal income tax is providing for national defense, veterans, foreign affairs, social programs, human and community development, law enforcement, interest on national debt. Medicare is obviously what it is. It funds the Medicare health system in the United States. Tax funds used for Medicare Part A covers hospital insurance for seniors or disabled. Very cut and dry. Social Security funds our retirement program, the disability and survivorship benefits to Americans, spelled wrong, from the Social Security Administration Office, okay? Now, the last of it in here, because this is a California one that I'm looking at, not all states are going to have a disability. California is mandatory, so that is a mandatory withholding from the state level. It provides temporary benefit payments to workers of non-work-related illness, injury, or pregnancy. So if you've been on state disability for any of those reasons, that's where that withholding is coming from. State income tax withholding, wherever your applicable state, that pays for state programs such as education, health, welfare, public safety, and the court justice system. If you don't like where your money is being spent on, you need to vote. Okay, so that's understanding your pay stub. Now, if we were to log all of these for the entire year, you would then be able to calculate if your W-2 that you receive that reports your income for the year, if it's accurate or not. Okay, I do log this for my clients and for myself for the ages. So it's not anything new, and it is the same thing. You can see up at the top, I list exactly the boxes that it pertains to on this corresponding W-2. Okay. It's all it is just giving the totals for the full year that were withheld from the federal level and from the state. These two are state, these are federal. And what you have after you deduct that is your net pay. That's the amount that's deposited into your bank through direct deposit, or amount that appears on your check to be paid to you, unless there's other deductions. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below, and I'm gonna go ahead and break out filling out the tax forms.